What's up, everyone? Welcome into Around the Felt, episode number 52, our championship weekend recap. I'm your host, Colin Tong, here with Reagan Loescher. Reagan, wow, what a weekend of football.
Wow is right.
The second game was definitely more exciting than the first. We'll get into them, but, you know, just off the top of your head, what were your thoughts in the two games?
Well, after the first game, I was like, the Ravens lost that game. Like, the Ravens beat themselves. The Chiefs did not beat them. If I was a Ravens fan, I would be screaming at my TV, like, beyond frustrated. The amount of personal foul penalties they had, like, and stupid ones, because I'm normally a guy that's like, yeah, I feel like these refs give Mahomes the benefit of the doubt and we'll call it, like, give him the superstar call. But they were just stupid.
Like the one when they clubbed him in the head?
Yeah, I could name three right away. Kyle Van Noy just going up and headbutting Kelsey. It's like, dude, like, what do you expect? Jadeveon Clowney headbutting Mahomes. What do you expect? And then
Zay Flowers.
Well, Zay Flowers too, but in Bada BK, however you pronounce it, just sticking his hand out and just smacking up, like, literally, like, illegal hands to the face, just like, so it's just like, and then the Zay Flowers too, it's just stupid penalty after stupid penalty. Yeah. And then you could look at the pick, like Lamar throwing in the triple coverage, Zay Flowers fumbling, but the fumble, you know, he's making a football play. I'm not gonna fully fault him for that, but I mean, they just killed themselves in this game. I didn't really think the Chiefs did anything special to win that game. I thought it was more the Ravens' bad penalties that killed them.
And to go more into that, the play calling was atrocious. We will talk about that in depth. For the second game, man, Lions got off to a hot start.
Yeah.
You know, I was a little nervous, very nervous. I'd have to do the punishment, and then the Niners stormed back in the second half just for my heart to get broken, and I do have to do the punishment.
Yeah.
So we did do, you know, the me against Drock, Reagan against Caleb for the punishments this week. It turns out Reagan and I are doing the punishment anyways, you know, just how it's been all season.
Bull don't lie.
Funny how that works out. All right, we got some news.
They get pretty sweaty, though.
Yeah, it did get sweaty. I know you were sweating. During the game, I was sitting there watching my dad. He's like, is Drock talking shit right now? I was like, nah, he's being humble. He's being humble. And then the comeback started, and I was like, all right, I'm not going to say anything. And then I knew we were both sweating it when it was a 10-point game with 3 minutes left. The backdoor cover was fully alive.
Mr. Drock and I actually shook hands and went to bed. That's how, because Mr. Drock also took Lions plus 7.5. And I was like, oh, yeah, they got to score 3 touchdowns, and we're still covering. They scored 3 unanswered touchdowns, and I was sweating.
Yeah.
I was hoping if the Lions kicked that field goal, we would have had you both doing it.
I know. I actually
almost had the push.
When the Lions started moving the ball towards the end of that game, I was like, I'm definitely doing this punishment no matter what. I just hope they kick it, so at least Dave has to do it with me, and we have 3 people doing it. It would have been funny, but didn't turn out that way.
Yeah, saves us some money. Less chicken wings, scarf
Less
down.
Chicken wings.
We could order 200 instead of 300.
All right, some news.
I will say, this was bad for the Lions, man. They just completely took their foot off the gas pedal. I did not like that offensive play calling. They were running on them at will and beating them right in the middle of the field at will, and then it just seemed like Ben Johnson got like scared with his play calling, and it just completely changed in the second half. And I will never understand why teams do that.
Yeah,
like you take your foot off the gas pedal, and then you let these teams come back in. Like, why change what was working? So
yeah, and Dan Campbell got a little too aggressive at times in my mind.
But I'm okay with that because that's what got them there. That's what got them there. I think if they just continued to play the same offense, because they completely I am, because at the end of the day, he stuck to his guns.
Yes,
you can't give him credit when it works and then fault him when it doesn't.
Understood, but every fourth down opportunity is different.
And it also
at each point of the game, and given the circumstances of the game, the magnitude of that game, each call is different.
And I think a lot of it speaks to and also it might have to do with the fact that he doesn't trust the kicker too. Like, so it's got to play into that too. Or if they had like a Justin Tucker, maybe they're more likely to kick it.
Potentially.
I mean, it's Riley Patterson, so I'm not going to say he's bad, but he's such a small sample size because he goes for it a lot.
Yeah, he does go for it a lot. All right, in news, Travis Kelce passes Jerry Rice for the most receptions in postseason history. Reagan, if you're passing Jerry Rice at anything, that is a phenomenal achievement.
Yeah. Very good.
I mean, is he the greatest tight end of all time in your mind?
No. I still think it's got to be Gronk, dude.
I thought you better say Cole Kmet, sorry.
Yeah, cause
shout out Jake.
So Kelce has more receiving stats in the postseason because I think Mahomes and Kelce passed Brady and Gronk for the most touchdown connections too.
Gronk's
blocking, which people don't. It's not in the stat sheet, you know. But Gronk was a phenomenal blocker. Kelce doesn't add much in that department. More well-rounded tight end, but still.
And that's why Kittle gets so much respect is because, he's a great pass catcher, but his blocking
that pancake he
really puts him into the upper echelon, and it's also why they're so successful.
Absolutely.
In their run game, because you have, like, that 6 lineman. Well, actually 7 with Juszczyk, too.
Yes. Chiefs defensive end Charles Omenihu suffered a torn ACL. Tough, man. He had the strip sack on Lamar Jackson in that game. I think he played only 12 games this year, but I think he had like 8 sacks. So,
no, he had a hell of a season. It's a big blow to the defense.
He's a solid player. Tough blow for that defense.
It'll help him getting back Willie Gay, obviously, and they'll get Tooney back, but that's a big blow on that D-line.
That is a big blow on that defensive line because they need to expose the right side of that Niners line and get to Brock Purdy if they're going to win this game. And in coaching news, the Bills promote Joe Brady to the full-time offensive coordinator. No surprise here, given that hot streak they went on to end the season. He was deserving the job.
I mean, I can't believe it took him this long. I mean, I honestly thought they would have done it like during the playoffs. The offense completely did a 180.
Yeah, definitely a strong hire for the Bills. Former Bills OC Ken Dorsey, who Joe Brady replaced, was hired by the Cleveland Browns. I don't mind it.
Wow,
I think it's going to be good for Deshaun Watson. You know, they're going to open up the passing game a bit
more.
Whoa.
Did you just say, like, Flacco's out? Is that what happened in here?
I mean, are we going to have a quarterback competition?
I don't know. I think they'll bring him back as a backup, and I think if it goes south early, the fans are going to be begging for Flacco. So it should be an interesting dynamic.
I feel like Flacco would make more sense for a team that's going to take, like, a rookie this year. You know, as a mentor.
He would, but
he could step in.
But if Cleveland wants him to stay, it's like, at least you're on a contender. Versus, like, if he goes to a young team, like, I feel like at this point,
gave Deshaun Watson the most guaranteed money in NFL history, so, like, you got to play Watson. You
do.
You have to.
You do, but at least Flacco's a cheap insurance option.
Who knows how cheap he'll be after the run he went on.
Yeah, very true, very true.
And the Eagles hire Kellen Moore as the offensive coordinator. So they bring in Kellen Moore on the offensive side and Vic Fangio on the defensive side. I got to say,
I like that.
Sirianni, that's a strong hiring cycle.
Yeah, well, honestly... The reason their defense was so good with Gannon and stuff was because Fangio was in, like, helping them out. He was part of that Super Bowl defense. So, and I was surprised that they let him walk in the offseason because you lost Gannon. So everyone kind of was just like, oh, like, he'll just slot right in, and he left. And now, sure enough, he's back. But I think this Eagles team might be scary next year.
That Eagles defensive line was disgusting when Fangio was
and the
part of the defensive unit.
Offense will be interesting because Kellen Moore's style doesn't exactly fit the Jalen Hurts style?
Yeah, he's never had a quarterback like Hurts, but I will say, and this is from watching a lot of guys talk about it, specifically Darren Orlovsky, he says the Eagles' offense was very stagnant, not a lot of motion or movement.
Very stagnant,
just shotgun right there with Hurts, receiver standing there.
And no run. They just completely abandoned the run game, too.
Yes, it's where I think Kellen Moore is going to add a little bit more creativity to that offense, which could be beneficial.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I'm excited.
All right, that wraps up the news. Drock, what do we got for questions?
Who are we starting with?
Austin.
Austin.
What's up, Oster?
Classic.
Austin's got 2 general questions for us. Should Mahomes be in the GOAT conversation?
Actually,
he already is.
My friend
he's
posed
not
this.
the GOAT, but he's in the conversation.
My friend posed this question to our group chat today, actually. Where would you slot him in? It's actually Walmart. Where would you slot him in?
Probably 2.
Among the all-time quarterbacks?
2.
And
if he wins the Super Bowl, 2.
The consensus was Brady 1, Montana 2, and then it was arguable between Mahomes and Peyton Manning at 3. Because Peyton Manning has 2 rings and 5
How many does
MVPs.
Montana have?
3.
3.
Yeah,
If
so
he
if
wins
Mahomes...
this one, I think he's above him.
Yeah, I would say if you get the 3, that would put
the trajectory that Mahomes is on, like if he wins this one, you could put him at 2 now, but he still has so much ball left to play.
He will not be at 1 till he at least gets 5, I'd say, and even 5. I'd still want to see 6.
Walmart's argument for saying that Mahomes will never pass Brady is the fact that Brady beat Mahomes head-to-head, Tampa Bay, Kansas City, when Brady was 41 years old and Mahomes was in the prime of his career.
And I'd also, like, if he doesn't go out, if he wins them all in KC, it's impressive that Brady left and was able to win one his first year leading.
For sure.
At age 41, like, if Mahomes and will he have that longevity, it's hard to predict that. I mean...
Will he want to play that long?
Yeah, that and B, like, we've never seen anybody play that long outside of Brady, so he's such an X factor. So that predict Mahomes being around that long would be crazy.
Brady is the outlier. I think you could slot him in anywhere from 2 to 4, and I'm okay with it. It's debatable.
He's definitely top 5 at this point.
But he could retire tomorrow and be...
he's the GOAT.
He could retire tomorrow
LeBron's
and
the GOAT
be...
too, don't you?
Yeah. he could retire tomorrow and he's the first ballot Hall of Famer, though. Like, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. His next question is, should the NFL get rid of the Pro Bowl?
No.
No context behind that.
Austin, what the hell? Of course not. What?
Maybe for, like, injuries or something like that, but they don't even...
Yeah, no one gets hurt. They play dodgeball. I mean, I'm not a fan of the Pro Bowl. I won't watch it, but, you know, it's good for fan engagement.
And
it's fine.
He did text me another question along with that. He said, keep, trade, cut, MLB All-Star Game, NBA All-Star Game, and Pro Bowl. I think for me, it's
NBA.
it's an obvious cut on the Pro Bowl because it's not even like
it's flag
the game.
Football.
Yeah, and it's it's
a
cool
bunch
seeing
of
all the skills
challenges, but
for me, it's a keep MLB, trade NBA, just because the MLB is
matters.
It does. Yeah, exactly. It matters, which I'm actually shocked the NBA hasn't looked into that too. It would make it so much more competitive if you keep the East versus West, because then those guys are like, shit, that seventh game is at our stadium. So, and also with the MLB, it's a lot easier to have a competitive game. The injury risk is not what it is in the NBA, and obviously not even close to the NFL. So
I kind of don't like that it matters in baseball. You know,
because why else would you decide it? Like, what's a better way to decide it? Rotate every year?
No, just whoever's better in the regular season.
I get it. Yeah, but what if you have the same exact record?
Then there's tiebreakers already built in, you know, strength of schedule.
I guess it could be that too.
Because think about it. Just for example, like, say a smaller team makes it from either the AL or the NL.
Like
they might not be very represented in the All-Star game, but their home field advantage depends on other players from other teams. Like a team like the Astros and the Yankees are going to have more All-Stars than a small market team, but a small market team can go on a run.
I will say, though, typically the teams that get a lot of guys voted in are good. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So those teams are like,
you're also
in their minds, they're like, we're going to be going.
It's a very individual sport, though.
In what sense?
I don't know. You're just relying on other guys from other teams for your home field.
Like, you're good. Like, your team could still be trash.
I mean, yes.
Yeah, it's a team sport. Yeah. Like, if you look at Mike Trout. I mean,
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So I think it matters big time, though, because if you're sending like 5 guys from your team, which is like the Yankees every year are sending like 4 to 5 guys, but that's also because they're considered a contender every year. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, we don't need to break down the whole format. It's just more so if keep trade cut with those 3 games.
Yeah, well, I think the Pro Bowl sucks. I like baseball over basketball, so I'm going to go baseball. That I'm going to keep. But basketball, I mean, I guess if you take the over, it's fun.
Yeah, they do make it fun.
Yeah.
All right, let's hop to Jared.
What's up, Jerry Berry?
Jerry Crampton, that is.
Okay.
If you could add one franchise legend to the 49ers and Chiefs, who would it be and why?
All right.
For the 49ers, who would I add? See, like, Jerry Rice sticks out, but it's like you have Ayuk and Debo. Could you imagine Joe Montana in this offense over Brock Purdy? Like, they'd probably score 40 against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
The
Chiefs
Chiefs
have
one
on
of
the
the best
defensive side of the ball because we just saw them get lit up.
Yeah, I mean, you want to target someone in the secondary?
Yeah.
Because the secondary is the Niners' weak point.
Probably just go Dion then.
You could go Dion.
I'd probably go Dion.
That's a good
probably
one.
go Dion. I mean, dude, their secondary is a weak point.
That's a good one.
I'd say Patrick Willis, but they already got 2 stud linebackers.
Yeah.
I mean,
you gotta go secondary or Joe Montana, I think.
I mean, there might be a good lineman, but I mean, honestly, their line's pretty sick
Joe
already.
Joe Montana running play action.
Or you could add Jerry Rice. I mean,
I know, I said Rice, but you got Debo and Ayuk, you're fine, you know?
But then you get another dynamic guy. I mean,
Yeah, but they also run a lot of 21 personnel where they have Juszczyk and McCaffrey in the field with Kittle and their 2 receivers.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
their
I
base
think
personnel.
I'd just go Dion. I mean, you could think of another defender.
No, fuck Christian McCaffrey. Give me Frank Gore.
Frank Gore.
Frank.
I'd probably go with Joe Montana, man, because I think that offense would be unstoppable. For the Chiefs,
give me Tony Gonzalez.
I was thinking Tony Gonzalez too, because you have Tony Gonzalez and Kelsey lined up. Like, that's unguardable.
Honestly, Tyreek Hill.
And
Tyreek Hill.
You could go Tyreek Hill.
I'd go, Tyreek Hill, man. Like that. Just adding him to that team.
Yeah, because they need receiving help, right? So you got Kelsey and Rashid, but I want another weapon.
Or Jamal Charles, dude.
Jamal Charles. Yeah, Jamal Charles would be nice.
Yeah, because Pacheco's
good.
But
Pacheco scored like in 7 games.
Pacheco's good, but Jamal Charles is so dynamic.
I'd like a receiving weapon from Mahomes. So Tyreek Hill's good, because they already got Kelsey. Yeah. Tony Gonzalez would be tough, but Tyreek Hill.
I'm trying to think if you were gonna go on the defensive side of the ball, who's some guys you could go?
They don't really need help on defense though. Their secondary.
Darrelle Revis, prime Darrelle Revis. Even though he was like, all he did on the Chiefs was bat the ball back to Mariota, and he had the receiving touchdown that he.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you're not getting prime Darrelle. You're getting the Darrelle that was on the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'll go Tyreek.
It's a good question.
That's a great question. You're not gonna glaze him this time?
No.
All right.
That was a good question.
Finger pointing time. Who's to blame for the Lions crashing?
I think Dan Campbell is...
Point.
I'm pointing right at you, Dan. I hope you see me all the way in Detroit. Don't come bite my kneecap. He just got too aggressive with the 4th downs. Take your points, man. I know it's what got you there, but when he went for it on the 4th and 4, or maybe 4th and 5, I didn't like that at all. Take the 3, because then at the end of the game, you end up scoring that touchdown to tie it. It's a totally different ball game. Yeah, I definitely think He should have kicked that field goal. I'm going to blame Dan Campbell. Also, they did burn a timeout that kind of hurt him down the stretch,
Yeah,
too.
I mean, well, that's why I'm also going to say you can blame Ben Johnson. Those are the only two guys you can play. The defense balled out. Like, they were put in bad positions. Like, the IU touchdown, that's fluky as hell. And then the fumble by Jahmyr Gibbs, that ain't the defense's fault that they were in bad spots. So, the defense I was shitting on all year, they didn't blow the game. It was their offense. Offensive play calling went stagnant. All they were able to do in the second half was when they were down 10, 49ers going to that prevent type defense. And yeah, I mean, I didn't like it. And then, I mean, at the end of the day, he's the play caller. Why are you running it on third down? I mean, we don't know. Maybe Campbell was like, yeah, I want you to run the ball, and we'll burn a timeout if you don't get it. But still, I mean, that.
I didn't like that.
Did you like the play calling? Dude,
right
they
up the
didn't do
middle?
anything.
No, I didn't like that at all.
Completely changed. It went like all conservative.
Dude,
there were bad drops too, but I blame that on the offensive coordinator.
Because then Jamison Williams scored. Like, you could have called that play the play before. You know, you got Laporta, you got Amon-Ra, you got Jamison Williams. You really showed out. I was really excited to see Jamison Williams' potential in this offense. He looks really healthy now. Like, healthiest he's looked since his Alabama days. So, yeah, I don't know. The play calling was really troublesome, in my opinion.
Now he's got a betting question for us. Has Mahomes reached a point where he should never be an underdog?
Like, dude... What is it now? 10-1-1 against the spread as an underdog? Like, come on, man.
Right? Aren't they?
He's another underdog.
Yeah, they're
another underdog, right? And I'm like, shit, I took the Niners. Preseason, I had them in the Super Bowl losing to the Bengals, right? And then before the postseason, Joe Burrow fucking getting hurt doesn't help.
Same thing happened to my team.
And then before the playoffs started, I had the Niners winning the whole thing. So I want to stick with the Niners because I picked them before the postseason, but at the same time, like, it's Patrick Mahomes. How many times does it have to happen for all of us to learn our lesson? Just don't bet against this man as an underdog.
Same exact line as last year.
Bro's just trying to get laid. He thinks all the Swifties are going to be like, oh, you took the Chiefs?
I see you, Jared. All right. Let's hop over to Caleb.
Caleb not here tonight, obviously.
Caleb's first question is, why did the Lions not kick the field goal?
Yeah.
And are Dan Campbell's balls too big for his own good?
Why didn't they kick it? I guess ask Dan Campbell. We kind of already talked about that a little bit, but yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, I get it because he's sticking to his guts, but at the end of the day, you kick some of those field goals, it's a whole different dynamic, and maybe the offensive play calling's a little bit different. He has more or less to worry about because the team's actually putting up points. So I don't know. And then are his balls too... What was it? The exact...
Are his balls too big for his own good?
Let's just say Dan Campbell is from that episode in South Park where all their balls just get like blown up.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's ridiculous, but I don't know. I kind of respect it because, you know what? At the end of the day, he stuck to his guns.
I don't think his balls are too big. I do like his aggressive play style.
So you will say they're average size.
However, in that instance, when you're losing all the momentum in that time and the Niners starting to come back, like, you need to take those 3 points. That 4th and 4 was not good. It's not a 4th and 1. You're not able to run the ball there. They know you're throwing the football, right? That one I did not like because then that stop really fueled the Niners to take control of that game. So his balls were too big in that instance, but in general, I would say no. I do like the aggressive play style.
Another great question. Do you believe that Patrick Mahomes will have a better career than Tom Brady when it's all said and done?
Do I think he wins 7 Super Bowls?
No, I do not.
No. I think he wins...
He wins this year.
If I had to guess...
this year, he's at 3, but I don't think he's going to play nearly as long as Brady.
I think he's going to win 5. Because Andy Reid's almost going to be gone.
How old do you think he plays till he retires? You don't think he's
I'd say he'll get to close to 40, but it's also... I feel like the quarterbacks are so much better now than they were when Brady was playing. Like, there's so many more... Like, Brady only had, like, Peyton Manning to worry about and Patrick Mahomes at the later state. This guy's got to worry about Burrow, Allen. I don't even want to say Lamar, but I guess we got to still say Lamar.
How many Super Bowls do you think he gets?
I think he gets 5.
I'd say, 5 minimum.
I think 5's good because Andy Reid, if they win it this year, he could call it quits. You know?
I'm going to be honest. I am biased on this because I watched Tom Brady growing up and watched him kill my team week in, week out. Versus Patrick Mahomes, we don't see him as much. So I am a little biased when it comes to this, and I respect Brady because, I mean, dude, he tormented me. And I don't really get that feeling I got with Brady where it's like playing him, it's like no matter what the spread is, add 10 points. You never can count him out.
I think it's going to be similar to Jordan LeBron. Jordan's going to end up having more rings than LeBron at the end of it. I think Brady's going to have more rings than Mahomes, but people are going to argue that Mahomes was a better talent than Brady.
Yeah,
people argue LeBron's a better talent than
I
Jordan.
saw that NBA equivalent. It was like Jordan is Brady and Mahomes is LeBron.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like I think
exactly.
that's a very fair comparison, and that's
that's a
I
good
think
analogy.
for the next several decades, that's going to be a conversation that people have on sports talk.
Yeah, that's
Good-
all the
good
questions.
catch.
That's all the questions from the Felders.
You guys got any?
No, I was actually going to bring that up, the NBA equivalent thing, because I thought that was really, accurate.
Yeah, dude, that's a
What about you?
good
You got any?
comparison.
Nice sweatshirts, guys. Where'd you get them?
Droxlocks.com.
All right, guys, we're gonna take a quick break, and then we got 2 games to break down.
Touchdown, San Francisco!
You know what would make this even better, Drock? A bottle of worse Manhattans.
And after all, we do bet with the best.
Meanwhile,
Touchdown, San Francisco!
Damn it, man! That's the last time I fade drop. Oh, I should have bet with the best. All right, you ready to talk some Taylor Swift?
No T Swift, but I'm ready to talk some ball if that's more up your alley.
No, I think I want to talk Taylor Swift.
Chiefs.
Fine. We'll talk Mahomes, but it's got to be Jackson.
Chiefs beat the Ravens 17-10 to advance to the Super Bowl. They're 4th in the past 5 years. Let's talk about Baltimore first, Reagan, and what went wrong here. Lamar Jackson, 20 of 37 for 272, a touchdown interception, but he didn't really play that well, man.
Well, dude, I mean, a lot went wrong with this. You could just talk about how Travis Kelce injected himself like a vaccine to that defense, killing it all. I mean, the dude freaking torched them. And, I mean, the defense, like, I got into it before. All those freaking penalties. I think it almost felt like every guy on that defense was just going out of their way to, like, light up Mahomes in the dumbest ways possible.
Yeah, I think the fact that the Ravens defense held Kansas City to 17 points, considering the game script in the first half, it felt like the Chiefs had the ball the entire first half.
Oh,
So,
100%.
I mean, I honestly didn't think the defense played necessarily bad. The penalties, obviously, they shot themselves in the foot. They couldn't get off the field on 3rd down.
And that's what I'm saying. Like that. I mean, they didn't play bad, but they also didn't play great because if they got rid of some of those penalties, then you get your offense on the field more. Maybe they establish more of a flow. You know what I mean? It was like they were killing themselves almost half the time.
Yeah, and my biggest issue with this Ravens game plan, they were the #1 rushing offense in the NFL this year. How does Gus Edwards get 3 carries
I know.
for 20 yards?
Yeah,
how
dude.
does Justice Hill get 3 carries? He only had 3 yards, but how do you run the ball 6 times with your running backs? Lamar had 8 for 54. He had that long of 21 on that 4th down early in the game. I like that aggressive play call, that QB power. Why didn't you go back to that? More design runs for Lamar Jackson? No, nothing on the ground with Gus Edwards. The Chiefs are middle of the pack against the run.
How many
Against
attempts
the
did he
pass,
have?
they're very good. Jerry Sneed's a stud. McDuffie's a first-team All-Pro. It's ridiculous. They had 16 total attempts compared to 37 pass attempts. That's not a recipe for success. Also, Steve Spagnuolo was blitzing like a mother effer in this game. And they just kept drawing up these deep pass routes. Like long developing plays when they're sending the house. What are you doing? Throw a screen pass. Go underneath. Run the football up the gut when they're blitzing off the edge. Like the play calling by Monken, which has been phenomenal all year, was really poor in this one. Did not like it at all. Zay Flowers had 5 for 115 and a touchdown. He was the catalyst of the offense. However, he did have that costly penalty, and then he went diving for the goal line when he didn't need to, and then he got stripped, which sucks. You're trying to make a play, I get it, but football, like, you're not supposed to reach for the goal line unless it's a 4th and goal.
Well, the funny part about that is he gets the penalty, then he gets the catch to get back the penalty yards, then he gets another catch and then messes up again. So it was like good to bad to good to bad.
Yeah, and then
to bad again because he goes on the sideline.
Yeah, his sideline hits the fucking bench and cuts his hands.
I mean, I think if I was an NFL player and some shit like that happened, I'd probably fucking lose it and like slam my helmet. Like emotions are running so high at that point.
I know. I get that part, but you got to control. He's a young player. He'll learn from it. You got to control your emotions in that stage, though.
I think honestly, like I'd say the stupider part to me is the fact that he taunted him, not that he slammed his helmet.
Yeah,
because I just think at that point, it's just the emotions got to him. But it's like, dude, like, come on, like you're that dumb. Like you're gonna stand over the guy. Like you can.
That's an automatic flag. When you stand over someone, it's an automatic flag. And people were saying
also put his hands on him and pushed him back down
and threw the football in front of him.
But he didn't get flagged until he stood over him. He spun the ball on him and stood over him. That's when he got flagged.
Flagged for throwing the football on him.
I think that's
Probably.
I think that's why.
I don't know.
I think
it
it
was
was
a
like-
football.
it
Like,
was-
walked the
because
other direction.
he pushed him off, but the guy was also like holding his leg, and then I was like, oh boy, and then he stands over him and flips the football. So I think it was just a combination of instead of just walking away, like he could have celebrated and not looked at him, but the fact that he stood there and like, yo, like I just did that to you, and then throws the football out. I don't know. The whole thing was just boneheaded play.
Yeah, I mean, I saw people say you can't call that in that moment of the game.
Yeah,
At
but
the
you
same
can.
time,
You
that
can.
is called on a consistent basis throughout the entire season. Like, I understand
Although if
emotions
that
are
was
running
Mahomes,
high,
do they
but
call it?
that's getting
If
called.
that's Kelsey, do they call it? I don't know.
Well, that's what people were saying. Kelsey was getting in people's face talking shit the whole game. You
I know.
And he didn't get flagged for anything.
I guess because it's also the fact that the guy's on the ground when you're doing it might factor into it versus like when he's standing up, like looking eye to eye.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do think
It's standing over him.
I do think there's an argument to be made that depending on the player, that flag gets called.
Yeah, Lamar did have that very bad interception, triple coverage in the end zone. I don't know
Yeah,
what he was
man.
doing there. Likely put his hand up. He was not open.
I don't want to make a reaction
after.
after one game, but I mean, Lamar, man, he was starting to creep back up into that is he top 3 conversation. And I think this kind of solidifies it as a no.
I think he's top 5. You
Yeah.
could argue.
But I'm saying by creeping up, because he's getting the MVP. If he goes and wins that game, then you're probably saying he's top 3. If not, you're making a
If
case.
if he
2.
beats Patrick Mahomes in this game, I think he's the second best quarterback.
That's what
in
I'm
football.
saying.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. So he's creeping into that, and then now it's like he's
regular
like top
season
5.
guy.
Yeah.
You know, like
Because I mean, dude, we've seen Burrow go against Mahomes and look good. We've seen Hurts go against Mahomes and look good. We've seen Allen go against Mahomes and looked good. And those are the guys in the same conversation right there.
yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, look at Hurts, man. Same play style, pretty much. And he went off in the Super Bowl outside of the one fumble. Look at Allen, man. Like, he's gone against him a bunch of times, and every time, I mean, he hasn't gotten it done, but he hasn't put up duds like Lamar did. And obviously, Burrow got past him the one year, so I don't know.
But yeah, it's funny because Burrow has been in the league 5 years now, 4 years.
4.
And he's lost 2 seasons to season-ending injuries, and he's
Yeah.
still the only active quarterback, to have beaten Patrick Mahomes. In
In
the
fairness,
playoffs.
they wouldn't have made it his first injury.
What does that say about next year?
I don't know. What does that say?
Man,
Bengals to win the Super Bowl?
No.
I was on the Bengals this year.
No.
It's only going to get more difficult for
Super Bowl colors are
Cincinnati.
green.
yeah.
For the
Chiefs.
Chiefs,
Be a little biased.
For the Chiefs,
little
Patrick
bit, wee
Mahomes was phenomenal again. 30 for 39, 241 and a touchdown. Just a flawless performance from Patrick Mahomes, man.
Like that
Just
flawless
unreal.
execution of that fart Drock
That
just
was
did.
great.
Me?
What do you mean?
I did not fart.
You just sat up and you went,
I swear to God that wasn't me.
hey, do not take the
No,
Lord's name in
run
vain.
it back. Felters, come on now.
Run it back.
They're going to hear that on the camera.
I can't tell if
right
you're
there.
fucking with me. 'cause
I promise you.
You just sat.
Is that you?
I heard.
No, that wasn't me.
I know
I
what it
didn't
was.
know. I was talking about Patrick Mahomes, and you guys are dicking around.
Well,
It
Drock
was
just
you
stands
moving
up.
the chair, Dave.
I
But
swear to
like,
God I
when you
didn't
sat
fart.
down, it looked like you farted, and it sounded like it.
Dude, he definitely did. He stands up. He's like, and then he sits back down. He's like,
Yeah,
who,
he
me?
He moved the chair
I
to
don't know,
like
man.
make it.
It is a wooden
seen
chair,
that.
dude. I don't know.
Oh, so you don't smell that? That
I
smells
do-
like Chipotle.
Let's address a bigger issue right now. That sounds like a pretty big impulsive lie right there. Considering that you have the questions too before every podcast. Do you read the questions?
Yeah, we just found this out. Reagan looks at the questions before the pod, so you know the answers to trivia before?
Wait. You're saying? What do you mean? Of course I do.
Yeah, we're
Yeah, but
saying.
you read the trivia questions.
Oh no,
Give me
no!
the
I
trivia
swear I
questions.
don't. I swear to not. Because when we did trivia in the summer, he always had
I
it.
know. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
And also, like at the end of the
In
day,
the
like,
summertime,
we already went over this. While Colin was busy playing football and being athletic, I was studying football and retaining that trivia knowledge.
That was a question I needed to address.
All right. Can we talk about the Chiefs now, man?
No. I need to address this. False narrative. I do not want that being pushed.
The media's going to run with that.
Yes.
The media is gonna have a field day.
It's already happened.
On the ground, Pacheco had 24 carries for 68, only 2.8 yards per carry. He did score again, but he was effective against this tough Ravens front. Kelsey.
Wait, you're saying he was effective?
20. Yeah, I mean, he still ran the ball hard.
2.8 a carry, I wouldn't say is effective.
Yeah, but he
was-
scored.
I
He
mean,
also added 14 to the
he wasn't effective. He kind of fit into the game script of chewing clock at the end. I mean, it wasn't like he gashed that defense. If you
I
don't
never
for-
said he gashed the defense.
But I mean, 2.8
I
is
said
not effective.
I did say 2.8 is not that high, but he was an effective player in this game. He did run the ball hard. He wore on the defense. He scored a touchdown.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, what was this long?
12.
Yeah, I don't know. He had like 20-something carries for 60 yards.
But it's also the number 1 defense in football.
Yeah. I mean, it was just more game. I don't know. Whatever.
If that's what you're nitpicking, my friend, you got bigger things to worry about. Travis Kelce in this one, 11 for 116 and a touchdown.
Now that's effective.
I have Travis Kelce's playoff game log since the start of 2021 right here.
All right, let's hear it.
8 for 109, touchdown. 13, 118, 2 touchdowns. 10, 133. 5, 108, touchdown. 8, 96, touchdown. 10, 95, touchdown. 14, 98, 2 touchdowns. 7, 78, touchdown. 6, 81, touchdown. 7, 71, 5, 75, 2 touchdowns. Wow. His lowest yardage output since the start of 2021 in the playoffs is 71 yards. I'm just saying his Super Bowl line opened up at 70.5.
My question
I'm just saying,
to
do
you,
with that what you will.
So take the under.
that
Everything's
what
saying
you
the
will.
over.
So do.
And his touchdown line's minus 135.
What's his ring line at? Over 1.5? His ring line?
His what?
His ring line. Over under 1.5 rings.
Oh, you're talking about him proposing to Taylor Swift.
That's a good line.
1.5. Come on. Are you taking?
Find the line on Round the Field Sports.
I would hammer the under because I hope the Niners win, and also I think.
Oh,
it's
you sick
more
fuck! You want to
likely-
see him get married?
more
All right,
likely than
Swifties.
not-
He's
Wait.
against him. He's against him. Go after him. Get in his
Are you on the
DMs.
Niners? Are you
It'd be
on
the
Chiefs?
biggest
No, I'm
Disney
on the
Channel
Niners.
thing.
I don't know
All
yet.
the
I
Niners.
want the Niners. I picked the Niners before the playoffs. I don't know if I can switch now, but I don't want to bet against Patrick Mahomes again. I
Hedge
really
and
don't.
take the ring line.
I'm on the. I'm on the Niners because like I'm holding out hope that maybe one day I'll get my shot with Taylor.
Dude, shut the fuck up.
What?
Not if you keep.
What? You don't
calling
think
like
she's
it.
pretty?
Yeah.
You're on the spot right now. You got
Why are you looking at Dave? I asked you.
All right.
I
I
asked you.
She's pretty, but she's way overrated.
All right, you're a pig.
She's
You're
way
a pig. You're a pig.
Cancel
What?
this
You're a
guy.
pig.
Like,
Cancel him.
on
don't-
a 1 to 10 scale, I think she's like a 7.8.
Yeah, I'm not gonna rate her because I'm not a pig
I
like
think
this
she's
guy. Like women are
wildly overrated looks wise. Wildly overrated.
She's got a personality. I'm sure that's great.
Guys, I will not rate her because I'm not a pig. Like, she is a human, so I will not rate her. I think she has a great personality, very talented, and yeah, it's a plus. She is very attractive, but I'm not going to sit here and rate her because looks are not everything. I think her voice is amazing, so unlike the pig next to me, I won't do that.
I don't know how we got to that. but
Reagan,
all right.
would you take her out on a date?
Wait, what
would it be?
Let's address what about her music? Do you like her music?
No.
Okay.
Listen
Oh,
to it?
Yes, dude. She's got a
Reagan.
couple good
All right,
songs.
next. Have
You
you
know,
listened to her music?
she's got a couple
I know,
good ones.
baby, now we got bad blood.
All right.
That's the one you
So
always
you-
say.
Bro,
That's the only one
yeah,
you
right.
know.
Well,
Sing
my
another one.
once assuming that she dumps Kelsey dumps her at the Super Bowl, like I'm ready for that song after the fact. I mean, that
Oh.
one's gonna be crazy. That breakup song, like she's gonna shit on the NFL. All the ratings are gonna go
He
down the
loses
shitter.
the Super Bowl and then she breaks up with them.
Yeah,
Don't
no, he
want
needs to
to
break up with her because he's gonna be a big baby. He's
Oh,
gonna,
he's
him
gonna
and
be
Kermit
mad.
are gonna be going nuts, and he's gonna be like, "We're done," and then she's gonna like make a crazy song. 'Cause we saw how they reacted after that Bills loss.
Yeah,
Imagine
that's
losing the
true.
Super Bowl, dude. He's gonna lose it on Taylor.
I think the craziest thing is all season. I'm gonna actually talk football. All season, people writing off the Chiefs. This is not their year. You know, retooling year. Just like they said last year, even though they were better last year, they did go through some rough parts in the season, particularly on the offensive side, and they're still in the Super Bowl. They're still, and they beat the number 1 seed, they beat the number 2 seed, and here they are.
Yeah, man. I mean, ratings are a crazy thing. So
Right before the playoffs, they're plus 1,000 to win the Super Bowl. I mean, it shows you like.
It's the Chiefs. They may never have.
I just,
what I'm
you know
saying?
what, you know,
Outside
all I'm
again,
gonna
Mahomes
say
era.
is like, if Jay-Z wants to break up with his lady, like if Beyonce wants to start dating Aaron Rodgers, I wouldn't complain for next year.
What are you do? What?
Like I wouldn't complain.
What are you
man. It's
talking
good.
about?
Like
dude?
I'm just saying, clearly, like for ratings based, like I think it's something. It might be a little rigged. I mean, ratings based. So if my quarterback wants to go out there and date another popular celebrity, it's not the worst thing. I mean, would you complain if
Who's
Dan?
Rodgers going out with?
That's
He's
what I'm
already
saying,
dated
Beyonce.
Danica
Dating
Patrick.
Shannon
Yeah,
Woodley?
he's not dating Danica Patrick. That ended years ago.
I said he
Who's
already
dating
dated Danica Patrick.
Yeah, but she's
Dated.
she's
Past
in NASCAR.
tense.
She ain't driving ratings. No pun intended. But yeah, so if Daniel Jones started dating Selena Gomez, would you complain?
It's too much outside distraction for my ball club.
What about DeVito? He starts dating
That
Selena
would be
Gomez.
awesome.
I mean, he'd probably be off the team. Too much of an outside distraction.
Wow.
Not enough production on the
maybe
field.
not
He needs
No.
himself an Italian woman anyway.
I don't think Jones can handle that. publicity.
Darren Waller's
I mean,
married to Kelsey Plum. Like, how's that not big of a deal? She's a stud in the WNBA, right?
I don't know. I don't watch it.
I
But
don't watch it, but
whoa.
I think
But
she's
I will
good.
say, we need to get someone of Taylor Swift's magnitude to date my quarterback. I mean, if you guys like, you seem like you're out on it. You're like, my ball club doesn't need that. Like, I want my ball club to be winning games, so we need that.
Okay, can we talk about the next game now?
I mean, all right. If you don't want to talk more about Taylor Swift, that's what we'll do.
I prefer not to. I'd rather talk ball. The Niners come from behind 34-31 over the Lions, a 24-7 halftime deficit. Reagan, what the hell happened to the Lions in this one, man? It looked like they were going to cruise to the Super Bowl. We're all sitting there like, all right, Lions-Chiefs, the game that we started the season with, we're going to end the season with. And the Niners just in the second half dominated, outscored the Lions 27-7.
I know, man. They were up big. They were up really big, very big. And then the 49ers just kept creeping up behind them. And then they tied the game. And then the Lions tried to come from behind them and take the lead, but they just couldn't do it, man. It was kind of like the bet. Like, Drock, you probably thought Colin was going to creep up behind you and make you do the wing punishment, but you didn't end up having to do it.
Nah, I creeped up behind his ass.
Yeah, now Colin's doing the punishment.
I am doing the punishment. I'm not looking forward to this one. I'm definitely going to yak.
Why, you're not ready to scarf down some wings, slurp down some beer?
Hopefully the wings don't creep.
The last time I had Buffalo Wild Wings was the Blazing Challenge punishment. So this time will be a little bit more enjoyable, at least for the first half, I hope.
If you're not soft, you'll do blazing wings with me for this punishment.
Oh yeah, have you guys decided on what sauce? Yeah.
I think I might just go mild. You know, I don't want to.
I mean,
I might fuck up my stomach though even more.
What kind?
I usually go mild and garlic parm.
They are but they are right.
Garlic parm.
Joe is right.
Though, for that many
That's
wings.
it's too heavy. You know,
we don't have a say.
Too heavy.
We don't have a say.
Oh my God, Steph.
No, we never agreed to that.
But
I'm picking my own wings.
That's the way you guys have done it all year.
Colin,
I'm
it is a
picking my
punishment.
own wings.
Dave, what are we eating? It is a punishment. One of them gets to pick the beer, and one of them gets to pick the wing. It is a punishment. I'll stick to our guns. I'll be a man. No, I'm picking my wings.
Yeah, like, dude, I'm having Coors Light and you're picking my
one or
wings.
the other.
Let's make it fun. What wing would you pick?
I'm having Coors Light in my
What would you
wings,
say?
dude. That's
what
what's
wings
happening.
would you say?
Well,
There's no shot we can complete this challenge.
Dave,
let's not make it harder and give us some super spicy wings.
Dave, the thing you're missing is I'm picking my wings. I'm picking my wings. I'm picking my beer.
Let freaking Caleb and I pick
I will take.
The ones that won.
If I had to choose the beer, I would go for like a lighter beer, like honestly. And if I was gonna pick the wing, I'd go for something spicier because I like that shit kicking.
Yeah, I think it has to be a light beer, bro. Think about it.
We'll address. I'm gonna talk to Caleb.
For every 3-pointer made.
Every Caleb and I are gonna talk about.
I don't think it's gonna be that crazy.
Well, in fairness.
That's
You
the
can
fairness,
pick mine. No,
you guys shouldn't be deciding your own.
I agree. I agree.
Anything, Caleb and I should be deciding what wings you guys.
Yeah,
do.
I would have agreed to that if we agreed to that.
The issue you're running into is I'm okay with it because you and Caleb would kick my ass in a fight, but Colin would beat the shit out of both of you. So that's why he gets to pick what he wants, and I will do what you want.
You can't kick my ass.
We just didn't agree upon it before the bet.
You know what? He's being.
It's already insanely difficult.
Pick mine. Pick mine. I don't care. Pick mine. I know it's going to be difficult. So at this point, what does it matter? It's going to be hard no matter what, dude. Just let him do it.
No, Caleb and I are going to decide.
Yeah, I agree.
Winners are going to pick up.
I agree to it.
He's not here right now, so I can't talk to him. But I'm going to touch base.
Yeah, think of you guys pick a beer, make it a light beer. That would be fair.
Oh, so now.
Alright, fine.
I'm just saying, dude, if we got to drink, not a full beer, because, I mean, obviously it's going to be like 33 pointers made, probably, like on average in the NBA game. It's going to be like half a beer, probably. But if you do like a heavy beer, like a 5.5%, like we're screwed.
Dude,
we're already screwed.
Yeah, we're screwed no matter what.
We're already
saying.
screwed.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're already screwed.
I think there'll be 15 or 20 made, maybe.
Dude, still. All that. Think about it. Because the free throws alone is going to be like 40 wings. Then you're putting in all those push-ups, the beer, and the off chance of a shot. No matter what, odds are we're going to be thrown up. So I don't even care. Like, it's going to suck no matter what, so.
Yeah, but if you go
your worst.
Yeah,
do your worst.
But think about it. If you go with a spicy wing, we're gonna be yakking like that. It's gonna be fucking terrible.
I do good with spice, so if
our esophagus is gonna be destroyed. We won't even be able to pod next week. Can't even speak.
You're just not a spicy wing guy.
Yeah.
I like spice, but like
so what's the issue?
To an extent. To an extent.
What's the issue?
If you go too far up on that fucking meter on the menu.
Because I do think if it goes too hot, it's not gonna be funny. Because you guys are just gonna be like in pain the whole time.
I mean, I'm fine with spice. I'm good with spice.
I want to see you guys more full than like.
You do you, man. Like, you guys decide. Honestly, it's a punishment. It's a punishment.
I'd much rather pick like a heavier beer than I would pick like.
The one thing is, the shot will be of worst Manhattans. That is non-negotiable.
Can we bring a bottle in there?
We're not doing it.
We're doing it at my house. Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna.
I keep thinking.
I mean, I'm sure they would allow it, but I'm sure
30 beers.
That would suck. Just every time out, just in the middle of Buffalo Wild Wings.
NBA sponsored by Worth Manhattans for every technical foul. I hope there's 17.
Ken's gonna be like, "Come on, Draymond! Come on, Draymond!"
Yeah, really.
Oh man, I'm excited for this.
We'll
one.
address the issue of the wings and beer. when Caleb and I speak.
Dude, what
Sounds
if it's
good.
like one of those crazy fight games that happen where they do like technicals?
Oh yeah, but it's not
Because
for
like a lot of players could, if like players fight, like all of the players that fight get attacked. So
Right.
it could
Then
be
we're
like
getting our
two
stomachs
guys.
pumped together, brother.
the coach and like 2 players get
Yeah,
taxed
like-
to each take 3 shots.
there should be something for an ejection.
Well, this is what'll happen here. Me and him will end up in the hospital. They'll probably give Jared Crampton a dishonorably discharge and throw him in jail for killing 2 guys. So, yeah.
Shotgun and beer for an ejection.
I mean, hey.
It won't happen. Just throw it in there in case.
Yeah, honestly, you know what? Fuck it. That'd be a fun ad.
Dude, that's brutal. So you gotta do 2 shots and then shotgun a beer if 2 guys get
Yes,
ejected. Like,
technically,
don't,
yes.
yeah, don't, like, come on.
Yeah, that's true.
Ejections never happen.
Jared Goff, 25 of 41 for 273 and a touchdown. Didn't play necessarily bad. Montgomery had 15 for 93 and a touchdown. Gibbs, 12 for 45 and a touchdown. Jameson Williams had that 42-yard carry, scoring the first touchdown in the game. He looked really good in this offense. Also added 2 catches for 25 and another touchdown. Leading receiver, Sam Laporta, 9 for 97. Now, Reagan, Travis Kelce against this Niners linebacker core. We saw McBride get him.
Oh, yeah.
Now we see Laporta get him.
Oh, yeah.
I think Kelce, regardless of who's covering him, Warner or Greenlaw, I think he still is in line to have a good game in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, the hard thing with that is, like, the Chiefs' offense right now is just lacking so much talent. So I could see the 49ers doing, like, everything possible. And honestly, I don't understand it. Like, if you're a defense, just, like, double cover him, man. Like, go make, like, play man-to-man.
That doesn't
like,
necessarily work because you see those catches he made?
I know,
Those
but
diving
that's what I'm saying, man. Like,
in tight coverage he's making those
double
plays.
cover him
outside
all
his frame.
game and make, like, all the other receivers. Like, make MBS go beat you in man-to-man all game. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Baltimore's more of a zone team. They were
Yeah.
able to pick them apart in zone. They had to transition to more of a man.
I think you have to run man against this team and just double cover Kelce and run man everywhere else. I mean, Rice is going to get his, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, I'm fine with letting Justin Watson, Noah Gray, MBS, that bundle of amazing skill players there going crazy. So
Yeah, and Amon-Ra St. Brown did his thing, 7 for 87. One of the most consistent players in the league.
well, he did his thing in the first half. He didn't. I don't even think he got a catch in the second half. He was like a non-factor in the second half, which goes back to my point. Like, what are you doing? You were destroying him in the first half, and then you just stop. Like, they did. Like, he may have had 1 catch. I'm almost positive he didn't have a touch in the second half.
Unreal. And then obviously that very costly Jahmyr Gibbs fumble.
Yeah. Well, that was on Goff too. I mean, it was that he handed it off on the wrong side. It was a handoff issue that he like didn't have full control on and took it the opposite way if you're supposed to. Like, it's still Gibbs has got to hold on to that, but 20% I at least give the Goff on that.
For the Niners, man, Brock Purdy. I got to give him his flowers. I am not a Purdy believer. I think he's good, not great. He played phenomenal in this game.
Hey.
20 for 31, 267, touchdown and a pick.
Some would say he's pretty good.
What really impressed me was his rushing ability. 5 for 48. When things broke down, he made plays. He extended the drives.
Dude, all in the
And
second
it was
half
huge,
too.
man. It was huge for them winning this game. 9.6 yards per carry with a long of 21.
Dude, it was honestly a Mahomes-esque performance because he wasn't like the way on those running plays, like he wasn't fast. He looked like Mahomes where he's just like wiggling around, getting the yards, picking up those extra yards. Like watching that, man, he didn't have the blazing speed. He just seemed like he had good awareness and just got every time like a lot more yards than you'd expect.
Yep.
So
McCaffrey had 20 for 90. 2 touchdowns. That's against a very good Detroit run defense.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that
Debo.
was my pick on the parlay. CMC 2 touchdowns. No, that was Freddie's pick. The only one that hit. So, if you're going to send those death threats, give it to me, Colin, and Dave.
Who's Dave?
I'm sorry, Mr. Drock.
Debo, 8 for 89. With the shoulder, man. Played really well. Ayuk, 3 for 68 and a touchdown. Obviously, that insane juggling catch down the field off the defender's hands, face, whatever you want to call it. Diving play. Phenomenal. He said there was a ladybug on his cleat, so you knew he was going to have good luck. So I guess that's what he was referring to.
Bro,
You should have told us that before the game.
yeah, where was that? I would have hammered
Well,
the Niners spread and then lost everything.
Did you see he posted on Twitter today a video of him watching SportsCenter, and he thought he was going to be number 1, and he was number 2 behind Lamar's play where the ball got batted up and Lamar caught it. That was number 1, and Ayuk's like, come on, man, number 2?
I mean, dude, yeah, the Lamar thing was cool, but it also wasn't.
Didn't that even turn into a touchdown that drive?
I don't even know, but it was like a
I think
14-yard catch
I
versus.
think the Lamar thing was better than Ayuk.
Yeah, but like you got to put context into it, you know.
Yeah, that Ayuk play turned that game around
The
completely.
play. It's not the
But
drive.
Ayuk scored.
It's not
Ayuk.
top 10 drives.
Yeah, but
It's not top
context of
10
it-
moments. It's top 10 plays.
You never see a quarterback catch his own ball. Come on now. Happens
all I'm
what,
gonna say
once
is-
a year, once
all I'm
every
gonna say
3,
is-
4 years.
Raise your hand if you have a family member who's been on SportsCenter top 10.
I've been on top.
Oh wait, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I've been on top 10.
Wait, can you guys tell me?
Yeah, please,
why-
explain.
yeah.
Mina got on there for a high point goal she had twice. She did like some behind the back thing.
That's pretty
Did
cool.
you jump
Shout
over
out,
a
Mina.
fence and catch it?
Dave
Did
did.
yeah.
Shout out Voorhees.
Joe, how did your family member get on SportsCenter top 10?
My cousin was the quarterback for FSU, and he had a 4th and 1, and he threw it across his body on the goal line against the Gators, baby.
Oh,
Chop! Won that game.
Calling you. All right, next.
yeah, I got nothing, boys. I got nothing.
Guess he wasn't that athletic. What do you got?
I jumped over a fence, brother.
And caught it.
What?
You know
didn't
that play.
About that? Dude,
I saw that video.
When?
That was in high school.
pull it up on your
I don't live in high school, so I
It's
would
what got him. It's what got him into college.
Are you serious?
Yeah, my recruitment video is me just jumping over the fence.
Send me that. I'll throw it in the podcast so people on YouTube can watch it.
Just clip it myself and throw it on there, honestly.
right.
I watch it every day, so.
Guys, if you were not watching Dave's top 10 play, what the hell are you
Where
doing?
was it on top 10?
I don't know.
He knows.
Oh, obviously wasn't one.
Yeah, you know. Where was it?
I don't know.
Usually they throw high school guys like in
Voorhees.
the 8 to 10 range for doing something cool.
Well, the problem was, too, the video camera wasn't, like, the quality wasn't good. Because
It
some
was-
guy in the background was like, oh, man! And-
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, but
Was he saying it in the video?
I called it inbounds, so technically it was just,
An out.
an
You toe
out.
tap?
Wait, yeah, I think they gave him a
But-
double or something like that. I don't know, or something like that. I don't know.
Bullshit.
Wait, he got a
apparently
double?
the umpire didn't understand the rules too, because like, he also couldn't tell if my foot was on the ground. But like,
Well,
after
that
watching
happened
the
to
video,
me.
my foot
Remember
was
when
on
that
the
happened
ground.
in Hunter Warren, Sussex? It was
Yeah.
the same thing where I hit one and the kid dove over the fence and caught it. But unlike you, like you had a foot in play. He didn't have anything in play when he caught it. He was fully in the air. They called me out. Then they called it a home run. I rounded the bases, and then they called me out again. And I was like, "What the fuck?" And they went 0 for 4, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Well, that's
That
why
would've been
he's
nice.
on top 10 and you weren't.
That would have been nice.
Bro.
Well, I didn't catch it. I hit it. So
We
not
gotta,
good.
we gotta get on top 10 somehow if we're on the felt.
Yeah.
All right, wheel spin hits.
Let's just start playing pickup basketball. We can play 7.5 and get a cool
let's have
dunk out
someone
there.
just like get dunked on really bad.
Yeah, that's a good punishment. You just got to sit there and get dunked
Yeah.
on by everyone and around the belt.
Everyone just has a layup line of a dunk.
Just sit under the hoop and just let them come in and just yam it on your
The
head.
SportsCenter top 10 is going to be us hitting the first touchdown score for the Super Bowl with the wheel.
Or we just change the whole...
Number one play around the fence, Max.
I mean, we could just change the whole dynamic and just become dude perfect. Like 2.0. We'll just like, screw the felt. It's just
It's
like...
not even trick shots, just us spinning the wheel.
we could do trick shots.
Whoa!
We do trick. We could do trick shots.
We'll just start playing poker around the felt and do like poker trick shots. We'll just be like flipping the chips. We'll be like, whoa, did you
Every
see
way
that
to
little
s-
kick flip with
Every way
the...
to spin the wheel. Just like,
Tech decks.
Yeah. Oh,
All right, guys. I think that wraps up this pod.
It was an interesting one.
It was an interesting one, yeah. With only 2 games, went a little off script today, but hope you guys enjoyed it.
That's what we do for you guys.
Yeah.
Every day of the week.
Every day.
Well,
Twice a week.
twice a week. Sometimes 3 times.
But we'll be back later this week. We'll figure out what we're gonna do. We don't know yet, but
Yeah.
we love getting you guys content. So
Blow a kiss to the camera. Goodbye.
Oh.